A mystery buried deep in the ocean, recorded in the history, an irksome mishap that had shaken the entire world. This mishap belongs to the ship which was said to be the most commodious and never sinking ship of the century. Its name is RMS Titanic. Friends, the story of the Titanic begins with the advent of 19th century. A contest was going on between Germany and Britain to manufacture colossal ships. So the British government decided to manufacture a ship more beautiful and bigger than a palace, the one which could be called the biggest ship of the century. So the British government extended a loan worth crores of dollars to the White Star Line Company for manufacturing such a ship. After that, on 31st March 1909, started the process of manufacturing of the Titanic in Belfast of North Ireland. About 15,000 engineers and workers, after a hard work of 3 years, materialized a grand and sumptuous waterborne ship. This was made in 16 different compartments which were completely watertight. Only because of its uniqueness, it was called an unsinkable ship. On 2nd April 1912, the Titanic was ready after completion. Realization of its grandeur from outside doubled when experienced from inside. When the White Star Line Company announced the services of Titanic between Europe and America, people were excited regarding its maiden voyage. On 10th of April 1912, the Titanic set out from Southampton of England for New York with 920 passengers aboard. As the Titanic was ready for its first ever departure, it is said that more than 1 lakh people had gathered at the harbor to witness the event. Leaving Southampton with a speed of 42 kilometers per hour, the Titanic reached Cherbourg, France, and taking 274 passengers, reached Queenstown, Ireland. Again getting 123 passengers aboard, the Titanic set out for New York for its last journey. When the Titanic left Ireland, it got the first warning about the presence of an iceberg in the way. But Edward John Smith, the captain of the ship, did not pay any special attention to the warning and did not decelerate the ship, which was steering the ocean at its full speed. By the night following, Captain Edward Smith had been given about 6 warning messages by other ships, but Captain Smith wanted neither to decelerate the ship nor was he going to take the warning seriously, because Captain Smith before his retirement wanted to add one more feather into his cap as a record in honor of the Titanic. Besides the title of being the biggest ship, he wanted a status of the fastest ship too for the Titanic. On that dark night of 14th April, Captain Smith deployed 2 crew members, Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee, for surveillance as a security measure so that they might inform the captain about any alarming situation. The ocean was quite calm that night. There was no moon in the sky. Therefore, only a dim light of stars was spread all over. Suddenly at 11:39, Frederick Fleet, who was deployed for surveillance, noticed a blackish mountain exactly in front of the ship. Frederick immediately realized that there is a huge iceberg in front of the Titanic. Without wasting a moment, Frederick Fleet rang the bell thrice and immediately informed on phone that an ice rock was there exactly in front of the ship. Having understood this, all the officers tried to turn the direction of the ship. Taking this sudden decision, the captain made all-out efforts to take the Titanic away from the iceberg. But alas, at 11:40, the lower part on the right side of the ship collided with that huge iceberg. The collision was so tremendous that it jolted the third-class passengers badly. Other travelers came to know the fact only when the ship halted at a point and the engines were switched off. As soon as the news spread that the ship has collided, people started running amok. Atmosphere on the ship filled with terror. As the Titanic had collided with the iceberg, the pressure had ripped the plates on the lower part of the ship. This also caused the ejection of the spikes up to 300 feet on the right side of the ship. The connected plates were displaced because of the ejection of the nails, and water started entering into the ship rapidly. At the same time, when water started clogging into the lower parts of the ship, all the passengers from third class ran upstairs. Worried about this incident, Thomas Andrews, the designer of the Titanic, told the captain that water had clogged into 5 compartments of the ship, and within no time, flowing over the deck, it would enter into all the compartments gradually. After this, all the lifeboats were taken out. Hardly 20 of them were available on the Titanic. Despite their capacity being 65 passengers, only 28 to 30 people were sent on the lifeboat because of utter chaos and flurry. Questions were raised that being a captain, Smith had knowledge about the number of passengers and availability of lifeboats. Even then, many boats were sent without utilizing their full capacity. This resulted in death of more people. Utter panic was all around there on the ship that night. Meanwhile, a band of musicians, without caring for their own life, denying the fear of death, played the tunes till their last breath, so that the other people might spend their last few minutes with joy. On the other side, the front part of the ship had sunk up to 10 degrees because more than 5 compartments were filled with water. Thus, the rear portion started lifting upwards. Because of the continuously mounting pressure, at 20 past 2, the Titanic broke apart from the middle only to separate. Within 2 hours and 40 minutes, in its first voyage only, the never-sinking Titanic had submerged into the lap of the Atlantic Ocean. In this heart-rending mishap, 1,500 people lost their lives. Most of them succumbed to death not because of drowning, but because of freezing in the cold water of 2 degrees Celsius. After 2 hours of sinking of the Titanic, about 710 people were rescued. Since the sinking of the Titanic, different theories have been coming to the fore. Even today, a few of them hold Captain Smith responsible for the mishap, and some blame the design and shitty material used in making of the Titanic. But under a project launched in the year 2010 to know the factual reason behind the sinking of the Titanic, a team of researchers with the help of high-definition cameras and modern robots worth lakhs of dollars using the radar technique for scanning and studied each and every piece of the debris of the Titanic in the North Atlantic Ocean. For this purpose, they had drawn a map of an area of 15 kilometers and collected 150,000 photos and videos. After the hard work of about 2 years and having prepared the Titanic virtually in the year 2012, this team tried to know the factual reason behind sinking of the Titanic. After carrying out several experiments on the design of the Titanic and the material used in manufacturing it, the team found that there was no fault in the design of the Titanic, nor the material used in it was substandard. Actually, according to this team, it was found in the research that the main reason behind the sinking of the Titanic was its high speed. Because when the ship hit the iceberg with a great speed, the pressure of thousands of tons was created on the lower part of the ship, and therefore the most affected part got completely damaged. Ultimately, the ship started sinking from the front because 5 of the compartments of the ship were waterlogged. Today, the debris of the Titanic lies buried 4 kilometers deep in the ocean at the location 600 kilometers away from Canada, Newfoundland. Search had been going on for a long time, but the efforts bore fruit in 1985. Since then, more than 700 divers have approached this historical debris. However, on completion of 100 years, it has now been included in the list of underwater legacy. The Cultural Agency of United Nations has been entrusted with the task of conservation of the debris of the Titanic so that it can be protected against the non-scientific and immoral researches. Well, only 100 years have gone by. Maybe these traces of the Titanic get vanished from the ocean in the centuries to come. But no iceberg can drown the Titanic that is afloat in the hearts of millions and billions of people. So friends, how did you find this video of today's? Please do tell us by leaving a comment. If you liked the video, please do like and share it. See you in the next video with a new episode. Till then, allow your friend Neha Agarkar to say goodbye. Namaskar.